everyone. Welcome to the 60-minute Bara Flow class. My name is Julie Shane, and I am a yoga instructor on Yoginiology.com. So for those of you new to Bara Flow, it is a movement within the yoga community to help bring a little bit deeper intuition and creativity to our mats. So this practice will be very different than what you normally experience in a typical traditional yoga class. Just really briefly before we start, so you kind of know what you're getting into. Bara Flow is the idea to bring forth what is already within you. And so we're trying to get out of the mind and get much more into the body and much more into feeling. So it's very rare that we do things that match one side to the other. We're kind of just free flowing and moving as our intuition and our bodies tell us. And there'll be moments during class where I will stop instructing and I'll tell you just to keep moving with whatever feels good for your body and your emotions and your spirit then. And so that'll be a chance for you to move. And the idea isn't to question or to think like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, like totally switching out of that mindset and moving into a place that really is coming from within, this really like native indigenous practice that we're going to be getting into. So today's class is going to be a little bit more vigorous than some of the ones we've done in the past. I called it the sweat and shake class. When we use our bodies physically, we're able to tap into our emotions, and a lot of times we hold on to emotions and trauma and stress very much within the physical body, and sometimes it feels appropriate and right to kind of sit still and be in that, but other times our bodies are really needing this kind of more vigorous release. So you can think of it like if a wild animal is getting chased, right? It has that big burst of energy, and then it even has like a little bit of like shaking going on. So we're going to incorporate both of those aspects into our practice today, and it should be a really good freeing practice. You should leave this practice feeling like emotionally rejuvenated and just in a better spot mentally and spiritually as well. So you don't need any props unless you know that you need any props. We'll go ahead and start at the top of the mat. So we're going to begin standing. You can bring your big toes together, maybe heels slightly apart, whatever is most comfortable for your standing position. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to begin to feel your feet rooting into the earth beneath you. I want you to lift all 10 toes up and really feel the four corners of each foot rooting down. And then one by one, start to place your toes back on the mat, continuing to press through the four corners, just really getting rooted to the earth. So this practice that we do here today, we really try to tap into the energy around us, ground ourselves in the energy of the universe, the energy of the world, and then find a really creative process from that. So begin to feel the power of the feet, and as you root down through, you can start to feel the rebound effect energetically up through the legs. Start to feel the legs getting energized. Almost as if your feet are drinking energy up through you, like pulling it up through a straw, moving all the way through the body, and then all the way out through the crown of the head. As you inhale, I want you to keep the eyes closed, but bring the arms up over the head, touching the palms together. And then as you exhale, pull the hands down in prayer position, letting the thumbs touch your forehead, drawing a line down the tip of your nose, and then touching your sternum. Inhale again, arms come up, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Exhale, letting the thumbs graze the front of your face and down onto your breastbone. Inhale. So moving with your breath at your own pace. Exhaling as the hands move down. Inhaling as the arms move up. So we can use the breath to help us tap into our spirit here. And through the breath, we find our native practice. We find what is meant to be brought forth today. So let this act almost be meditative as much as you can. Letting yourself get lost in the pattern so that the mind can begin to exit our practice and our body and our breath and our creative spirit can begin to enter. Keeping the feet still, you can begin to add movements with your arms or with your head, moving with the breath. So this is a chance for you to just explore some different movements, being mindful of the breath. Seeing if you can find your own pattern that feels really natural today. Even here, just standing still, starting to begin exploring what is wanting to be brought forth today. So in this very simple pattern, this very simple movement. When you feel ready, go ahead and bring your hands together in prayer position at your heart, just being still, honoring this place that you are right now, feeling the energy already, maybe moving a little more freely through the body. You can dedicate this practice to yourself or to anyone that might be in need of a little bit of love and compassion today. And let us remind ourselves that as we practice to come from a place of love and compassion and curiosity, not from a place of struggle or force or scarcity today. Go ahead and interlace your fingers. Push the hands away. If you need to open your eyes now, you can. Push the palms away from you, and as you inhale, start to lift up on your toes. And as you exhale, start to bend the knees and sit down. Moving with this pattern, inhale up on the toes, exhale, sit into chair. If it feels natural to move the arms up, and then exhale down, you can add the arms. There's a big tendency to want to rush here. So move slow, find balance at the top of the inhale. And then let the exhale be full. There will be moments in class today where you struggle. There will be moments in class today where it feels like you don't know what you're doing. Embrace that. That's part of living. That's part of putting yourself in this position to be vulnerable, which means to be unarmored. You have your spirit, you have this inner guide ready to help you, so trust in that. Once again, bring your hands together at your heart. Sit down nice and deep into chair pose. Weight way back in your heels. Thumbs can touch your sternum. Pull the belly in. See if you can begin to lift the left foot up off the ground. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. And then begin to kind of bounce with the movement. Heading lower as you exhale. Stay for the full inhale. Exhale. Let your eyes not wander. Find a spot and focus. When the eyes wander, the mind starts to get back involved. We want to keep the mind quiet. Think of this practice as a shavasana for the mind. Not needing it to control or make decisions, or letting the body move. Keep going. These patterns can be really healing for the body and the mind. And they start to get you into a state where the brain can be quiet. And you can begin to discover maybe something new. Sit down nice and low. Reach the arms forward, interlace the fingers, but release the index finger. Bring the chin in towards the chest, and then inhale, come up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale. Again, moving with the breath. Not rushing the breath, letting it have its full expression. And feeling how when you allow the breath to move you, rather than you moving the breath, you suddenly enter a space where you're feeling supported. Exhale, take the hands down to the ground. Come onto your fingertips and make little tents with your fingers. Step the left foot back. Find yourself in a high lunge position, but then bend the left leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands come down, freeing your front toes. You should be able to lift up off the mat, finding those four corners of your front foot again. Next time the arms come up, reach your right fingers onto the left wrist, and then exhale, really pull to the right. Circle around, drop the left knee down, pull back into a half split. Flex the right toes towards the face. Inhale, let the heart lift, and then exhale, fold, allowing the chin to come in towards the chest, around the back. Inhale, back flattens, heart goes forward. Exhale. So it's like you're making a circular wave, moving with the breath. And bring yourself onto the sole of the right foot. Again, lift the left knee up, walk the hands forward. We're going to lift the left leg up into the sky, but we're keeping the right knee bent slightly. Flex the left foot. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right arm lifts. Maybe chest turns too. Lay the hand down. Inhale. Inhale, lips. Exhale down. Inhale, lift them testing things. Just being curious. How does the body respond? How does it feel? In a moment, you're going to have a chance to move however you want to move. You need to plan or to think, but just know that you get to take charge of this practice. Will get to become very much your own here. Go ahead and set the left foot down by the right. Sit down nice and deep into your chair pose. Inhale, arms reach up. From here, flow 5 minutes, moving how you want. Testing the waters, exploring the boundaries. Not shying away from feeling with your body. Let the body feel rather than the mind. Again, we do not worry at all about matching one side to the other. The body will balance itself out as we end class today. So just move freely, trying to stay connected with the breath in such a way that you feel supported. Like the breath is really moving through you. When you find something interesting, trust that, and see if you can create a pattern around it, a pattern with your breath, a pattern with your muscle. So oftentimes when you find this spot, this is where you need to be working. So just trust that. Don't be quick to move. Do everything like it's meant to happen on purpose. Trusting your intuition that this is where you're supposed to be right now. Not getting caught up in appearance of how things look, because no one else can do what you're doing right now. No one else is doing what you're doing right now. So there's absolutely no comparison, absolutely no way you can mess anything up. Absolutely no way to be wrong when it's your intuition guiding you. About 1 more minute, and then I'll meet back at the top of the mat. Just standing with hands at heart center, allowing yourself to feel energetically. Allowing yourself to be still once you arrive, so that you can notice the movement of the energy within you, the movement of the breath. So then draw up through your feet. Close the eyes if they aren't. Feel the heart beating inside of you. Feel the energy pulsing. Feel the breath ebbing and flowing, and know that this is who you are. It is not external appearance. It is not your thoughts. You are this beautiful, complex, incredibly unique spirit that is just using this current body as a vehicle. We are grateful for the body and the muscles. So it allows us to tap into these energetic areas, but we are not our bodies. Go ahead and interlace the fingers again. Push the hands away powerfully. Sit down and chair. Sit down a little lower. Inhale, reach the arms up, stand up. Exhale, bend the knees, sit down. Back to just a simple pattern. All of us moving at the same time so that we can share energy, so we can share support, not so we can judge, so that we can be experiencing the same thing at the same time and cultivating an awareness of each other through what we're experiencing, a high level of empathy. Then bring your fingertips down to the ground again. Lift the right heel up. Extend it out. You can leave the left leg bent if you'd like. Now walk your hands over to the right. Bend the left knee more. Walk the hands over to the right. Bend the left knee more until you set the right foot down on the ground. Drop the right heel down. Walk the hands back towards your left foot. Push back through the outer edge of the right foot and then reach the right arm up. Take the wrists in circles. Look down. And then begin to take the arms and the right arm in circle as the wrist continues to circle. Change directions of both. Next time around, let the arm lift you up into a warrior two-ish stance. Turn the palms face up. Inhale, straighten the front leg as the arms go up. And then exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Move with your breath. Explore bending your back knee at the same time. Both knees bent, both knees straighten. See if that changes anything for you. Arms are strong. The muscles are hugging into the bones. You're moving because the breath is moving. Inhale, both hands reach up. Turn your left toes parallel the feet and then turn your toes out about 45 degrees. Hands to the hips. Sit down nice and low, just as you need to. So you can find a nice comfortable goddess position. Knees generally tracking over the ankles, hips opening. Pull the navel in towards your spine. Sit down lower. And just allow yourself to move Back and forth, the hands can touch the ground. You can draw, if you would draw a painting on the ground here. Allow the chin to drop to the chest. Free the toes. Let the movement start to slow down. Maybe bring your feet a little closer together. Sit down nice and low so that your all 10 fingers can root down into the ground, palms too. Okay, and I'm nice and low. Push into the hands with inhale. Pop back, land in. Inhale up. Exhale over. Spring. Maybe your hands get a little bigger. Maybe your movement gets a little lighter. Feel this is the breath moving through your muscles. You're working through things that are stuck here. So stay with it. As you're ready, slow it down. Get nice and low, hands in prayer position. And then straighten the legs. Fold forward. Find a position where your hands can rest on the floor, maybe interlace them. You can bend the knees, chin in towards the chest. And feel your heart beating. Begin to walk the hands to the back of your mat. So your left foot is back. The right foot's right under you. I want you to try to hug the right heel up. Try to feel the core engaged. Shoulders stacking over the wrists. And then extend the right leg back into 3-leg down dog. Inhale, pull it in. Lean towards the chest, heel hugging tightly towards your butt. On the exhale, extend back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, extend back. Inhale, come forward. Maybe see if you can let the right leg float underneath the left arm. Pull it back. Set the right foot down. Find a down dog. Maybe knees bend, maybe they're straight. Maybe knees are all the way on the ground. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Shoulders stack over the wrists. Push into the hands. Start to feel your upper back expand as you do. Walk the right foot to the right. Tap the left toes on top of the right heel. Then lift the left leg up. Set the left foot down. Right toes tap the back of the right heel. Lift it up. So moving here in a pattern. We want shaking. It's a really good way to work through trauma on a physical level. You then translate into an emotional and mental level if you let it. Set the knees down. So we're going to start to come back into child's pose. Letting the heels come close to the butt, or the butt come close to the heels. Reach the hands forward, but notice how I'm kind of floating here, so I'm not fully back in child's pose yet. I want you to allow the chin to come gently towards the chest, and I want you to just pulse up and down. Again, we're using the body to get into the emotions, to get into things that are stuck. Close the eyes if that helps you to feel more. Listen to the breath. And then when you're ready, go ahead and find yourself in a full-on resting child's pose. Explore bending the elbows, letting your hands come together in prayer, and letting the hands rest on the back of the neck, and just see how that changes child's pose, either for better or for worse for you. When we're close to the mat like this, you can really begin to hear the breath and to feel the energy moving. So take advantage of this moment and really start to feel. And to extend the arms out in front of you, reaching through the hands, lifting the palms up to the tips of the fingers, and then inhaling up to all fours, but stay on your fingers' tips. Begin to move through cat and cow. You can tuck the toes so you're also on the tips of your toes. So finding full range of motion in the spine. Sometimes that means maybe moving the spine in circles as well as up and down. Once again, move however you are feeling like you should be moving. Trust that and just stay connected with the breath. For me, I find that when I stay on my fingertips, my spine has more fluidity. If that is not your experience, you of course can bring the hand down flat. When you're ready, go ahead and bring yourself up to a down dog. So now everyone palms go flat. Exhale completely, maybe out through the mouth or through the side. Go ahead and step your right foot halfway up the mat. Come on to the outer edge of your left foot. Walk the left hand forward a bit. Reach the right arm up. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, set the right hand back down. Flowing your inhale. Exhale, right hand comes back. Be really in tune with what you are feeling, how your body reacts. Switch sides. So now you're going to extend the right leg straight. You can walk the left foot in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand in. Next time your left hand is down on the ground, I want you to come onto the outer edge of your right hip. So you're going to sit all the way down on the outer edge of the right hip. And then begin to sit yourself up so that the left leg is crossed for a seated twist. And you always end up off doing that when you do this, which is good. That means you're getting outside the lines. Come into a nice easy twist, hugging the left leg in, looking over your left shoulder. Exhale, hands back to now what is the top of the mat. It used to be the back of the mat. And back into down dog. I want you to bend your knees And start to just kind of bounce up and down here like a little animal about ready to run, or like an Olympic sprinter getting ready for the race. You need to walk your feet up and just play with that. Keep moving. I want you to step your right foot between your hands, and then I want you to quickly switch, and then quickly switch, and then quickly switch. You get it. Just keep moving. Nice big breaths. So I think it's really a nice mind shift to realize I'm not working out. I'm not exercising. I'm moving. I'm just moving. I'm just moving. No right way, there's no wrong way. I'm just moving. When you're ready, down dog. Maybe knees bent. A lot of times after doing something that really gets your heart up, you need to move a bit. And in fact, why don't you move from here just however you want. Take 5 minutes of free flow. Move however your body is asking you to move. Don't question. Tap into that inner intuition, that inner guide. Sometimes you find yourself back in the place you were before. That's good. Sometimes you find yourself in a totally new space. That's really good too. Absolutely no right way, no wrong way. As long as you're leaving the mind out, as long as you are not moving because you feel like you need to accomplish something or do something. So this practice for me anyway, it's a very joyful, liberating practice. I'm not doing any movements for anyone but myself here. Finally, the opportunity. Just do what you want in a very healing, beneficial way. Really, you can discover a lot of beauty in your body by doing that. Because there is no comparison. There is no, oh, she can do it better, or I don't look like that. Because no one looks like anyone else when we're doing this practice. To celebrate that, let your movements be free and joyful and 100% coming from that very sacred space inside of yourself. Let this movement be a chance for you to not take your practice so seriously. Right? Nothing to check off, no expectations to meet. This is just your practice. And that's what Bara Flow is all about. It's discovering your practice. Finding something that is so native to yourself that it really has those healing qualities that yoga is meant to have. When you're doing something just because someone else says to do it, or because you feel like you read somewhere, you saw somewhere that this is what should come next, and we're no longer really listening to what we need. We're no longer getting that union we're looking for. We're just following, a list. Let's all meet back in our own time at the original top of our mat. The very first one. You just stay in a forward fold. You have knees bent, you have them straight. Hands can be in whatever position, take your time getting there. Once you're here, allow the face to soften. Allow the neck to elongate through the weight of your head. Start to notice where you can feel energy pulsing in the body. Start to notice where you feel the breath traveling. And if your knees aren't already bent, begin to bend your knees. Place your hands down on the floor. And step one foot back and then the other, coming into a plank pose. Inhale, look forward. Shift your weight forward slightly, and then bend your elbows just a little. Get into that space where you begin to shake. And then bend a little more, and then push back up. Exhale, bend a little. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend a little more. Breath in. Inhale up. And you can, of course, drop your knees. Move with the breath. Exhale. Exhale down to the next level. And then back. We want the shaking. It's good for us on so many levels. One more. Knees down. Bring yourself back to kneel. So you can separate your knees slightly about hip width. If you want to check, use about 2 fists. Take your hands to your low back. Fingers face up. Try that first. Pull your elbows in. Let your hands push into your sacrum. Just breathe into the heart. Just right here. This is the back bend. You don't need to go anywhere else at the moment. Stay here. Your next breath, you lift one arm up. Inhale big. Take that hand back around. Exhale. Next inhale, other arm comes up. Hand comes back down. Exhale. And again, move with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale. And if it comes to you that camel is where you want to head next, you can, of course, Begin to venture your way back a little further, maybe hands to your heels, maybe tuck the toes, hands to the heels. Wherever you are, just enjoying this opening that is happening at your heart center. Maybe explore coming up, take out your hands. Stay still for a moment. Oh, I'm trying to jump up too much. Silly bastard, he'll be okay. You okay? You okay? Stay kneeling, hands to your heart. I want you just to begin to take the hips in circles. Eyes can be closed. And just enjoying the way our bodies can move, changing directions whenever you want. You know, sometimes just these simple movements can really get into some deep areas of the body. And working your way back into that kind of half child's pose, pulsing up and down until you feel ready to rest completely. So we listen to the energy in this. Sometimes there's some that still needs to move. And to practice this pulsing, practicing this pulsing can be really therapeutic. Just letting the body move freely and resting when it's ready. With your next inhale, keeping the chest really low to start to slide forward onto your belly. Send the legs out straight. Bring your hands by your chest, thumbs in line with the center of your chest. Squeeze the elbows toward each other and inhale. Just a gentle lift up. Exhale, you lower down. Then moving with the breath, inhaling, shoulders roll back. Exhaling, lowering. And then from this, I want you to expand your movements in whatever way is feeling natural to you. You play with where your hands are. You're welcome to roll onto your side. Do whatever you need to do. Keep moving with the breath. Don't overthink anything. Don't think about anything at all. Just move and trust. Move into space and then trust. And then from that trust, you can move into space. It's like this beautiful cycle that we, for a lot of us, have forgotten that we can tap into. Trusting our gut and then moving from that. Trusting our inner guide and then moving from that. No expectations. Zero feeling like I'm not enough. Zero feeling like I have to compare. There's nothing wrong you can do here. We're simply moving. And preparing for corpse pose, which you take on your belly, or you can take on your back. So when it strikes you, that it is a good time to move into that still resting position. Go ahead and move there, but by no means rush or feel like you didn't do what all you came to do. You are enough. You did enough. You are awesome. And it's time to rest in that awesomeness whenever you feel ready. And then on your stomach, on your back, on your side, trusting the position you are in and just letting all of those expectations go, not just from your practice, but here we let go of everything. Let go of all those feelings that leave us in a state where we don't feel like we are enough. In a state where we don't feel like we have enough. Letting go of all that and just repeating to yourself here, I am enough. I have enough. And I love enough. I am enough. I have enough. And I love enough. I am enough. I have enough. And I love enough. And continue saying it out loud or internalize it as we begin to go deeper and deeper into our corpse pose. When you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. And begin to slowly wake your body up. Moving slowly, not rushing. Honoring the work that you did by moving slow. Appreciating your body and the energy that it brings with it. come into a comfortable seated position when you're ready. Once you're seated, go ahead and let your hands rest on your thighs or your knees. Let your eyes close. Feel yourself again rooting into the earth. But now, not only are we drawing up, receiving from the earth, we are also giving. Giving anything that you have excess of. Giving anything you don't want to carry with you anymore. Giving it up to the universe. Handing it over to God, to your Creator. Let's turn our hands, palms face up, just as a symbol of letting go. As we feel the spine lengthen, start to feel the energy that you freed, the energy that you created moving through the body. And say to yourself here again, I am enough, I have enough, and I love enough. Go ahead and bring your hands together at heart center, letting the thumb touch your sternum, bowing the head slightly. With your last few breaths here in this practice, thank yourself for making time. Thank everyone that is here around the world practicing with you right now. Thank whoever or whatever made it possible for you to be here, even if that person or thing is yourself. And then lastly, take a moment to acknowledge your intuition, creative force that lies within you. Honor its sacredness and its knowledge, and may you move throughout the rest of your day trusting in that. Thank you so much for practicing. May love and light be with you today and always.